I'm going to take you guys back to my franchise. We're going to be on episode 2 now. Just a little heads up. I know that you guys saw me do some work on the last episode. Unfortunately, an error occurred with the league, so they had to send out invites. So we're basically starting from the ground. I did add one player, a player I absolutely needed, and we'll get to that in just a moment. I had a couple questions via text and Facebook message, so I'm going to go over a little bit of some options. That way I can answer all the questions just in one little video. Some of it may seem a little basic, but bear with me. It's just something I like to do with new players coming into the league, or even veteran players who still have questions regarding other items. So you're going to see that as we continue on. Just a heads up, congratulations to the Oakland Raiders pulling off a tough win in New Orleans, 35-34. I was wearing my jersey. I was all excited. It's silver and black. But for this series, we're about the Cardinals. So continue playing. We're going to go to the league now. Go back to it. I did make some of the changes that you guys witnessed in the first season, but I wanted to go over, the first video, but I wanted to go back over, some of the other stuff. Checking out our lineup here, as you guys can see, there's not much difference. I put things back to kind of where they were from the last video, but then I added the fullback here, Derek Coleman. I went, free agency opened up. We're only allowed one offense, one defense per week. Right now, I had to get a fullback to be in compliance with the league rules, and Derek Coleman was, or what's his name? Derek Coleman. Derek Coleman was available. I grabbed him. Though I did like the other ones available. John Connor, the Terminator, definitely wanted him. What I loved about Coleman was his speed, and I run a lot of I run some gimmick plays, and that speed's gonna help a lot with my fullback, with my scheme and everything else like that. So first, I want to go through here. Go to my team. Injuries. So in my league, we kept the injuries, the current injuries on. On my team, I have somebody that I didn't want to really have on my team. I would have cut him, but I don't want his salary to be counted against my salary cap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to my injury report here. It's the third option from the My Team selection there on the option page. So, page 1 over here, things to do. Page 2 is the team. It's a nice little screenshot of the team. Then when you hit R1, you go into manage, and there you've got the My Team selection, the My Owner, My Coach, and Improved Team. Improved Team is where I went free agency. Here, I came here and I went down to, I like that they have now the top 100 there, 4 hour, for the team, so you can see like who the top 100 rated people are. Here I went to fullback, picked up my fullback. As you guys can see, there's some good fullbacks available. Darryl Young at a 78, Bruce Miller 78, but this overalls on your Madden screen is subject to change based on your schemes, which we're going to go into today, because I always like to go in and get my schemes up and running. So those right now, all of those are like 78, 75, 73 based on the scheme on my team. But first things first, let's get rid of the dead money on my team. Alright, so injury report. We go here, and as you can see, Cardinals, we have, as it loads, Mike Jenkins, cornerback, 31 years old. His length is 26 weeks. 26 weeks, there's 20 weeks in the season. Plus, the 4 weeks of, so there's 4 weeks of preseason, 17 weeks of the regular season, that's 21 weeks, plus the 4 weeks of the postseason. So if you make it, you can make it to 25 weeks. 26 weeks is 1 week over, so we're going to definitely get rid of him. Place on IR, what that does is just, it wipes his salary off. mean, he's injured. He gets whatever money that goes from there. In my league here, a cousin of mine, he has. In fact, I'm gonna put it out there. He's the one who asked me how to put his people on injured reserve. So shout out to him. This is his injury report. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players on it. Sissamore, Oliver, those are key players. Unfortunately, they're not going to come back this season. Maybe Sissamore at 21 weeks and Cumberland, but that's too long. I mean, that's asking to come back in the playoffs. Don't know if you're even going to make it. It's best to put them out now, find their replacement, and go from there. So push X on there and go from there. And it's a pretty big list. Like, a lot of teams here have a lot of people out. 28 weeks, 22 weeks, 14. See him. The rule of thumb here is if they have 15 or more weeks, go ahead and put them on the injured reserve. Save the money, replace them. 37 weeks, 34, definitely need to get rid of. Here, Ragland, 42 weeks, rookie. I'm sorry, your rookie season's over, sir. Complete ACL tear, the same with this 70 tight end. So, the 23, if you think you're going to make the playoffs and you want this 66 overall free safety on your squad, go for it. If not, IR him. All right, so then we go down, and here, my favorite part, my coach edit scheme. I like to go here. This helps me tremendously during the season, especially here. First two options, your offensive playbook and your defensive playbook. In the league, you're only allowed to use the preset playbooks, no custom playbooks, but you can use, the run and gun, the West Coast, the run heavy, and the run balance. I like to use Hugh Jackson's playbook. So right now he's in Cleveland, or for some reason Detroit has the one player I really like, and I like the formation, especially with my current roster with Carson Palmer being my main quarterback. Defensive playbook, I usually go with the multi-defense, like Harbaugh's here, 49ers, what I normally use last season in Madden 16. But I'm going to switch it up this season, and I'm going to go with the Oakland Raiders. They have this really diverse playbook with new options, 4-4, 4-3, and a 3-4 set. So I get to run my people around. They still have the dime. They still have the the quarter. I believe they run the big dime, which is what I like to use. Last video you heard about how many safeties I would like to have on the field. So that'd be fantastic. Now, my offense here, the West Coast offense, that's my default. It looks like that's the default here. You get to spread it around. I like to run the West Coast offense. Dink and dunk if I need to, throw deep if it's much preferred. But I want to control the ball. I want to control the time. Defense. Now, normally I'm attacking 3-4, but now that I'm starting to use different playbooks, I'm gonna switch to a hybrid defense just because that's what I'm gonna run. I'm gonna switch playbooks if need be, but for right now, since one of the rules of the league is to show your opponent your playbook, I don't want to go search for my playbook. I want my playbooks to show up, so I hit the option to show them. There it is. Detroit, Caldwell, Oakland, Del Rio, boom, that's it. And that's most likely what's going to be for a while. Quarterback. This is everything here is what the Cardinals is preset to, but I'm going to change it to mine. Carson Palmer, I love him and everything. He's still going to get a decent rating. Right now he's an 89 because of strong arm. We prefer, a strong arm quarterback. But I actually prefer a West Coast quarterback. More towards a short accuracy, mobility. Unfortunately, Carson Palmer has no mobility, so he's going to get a little hit from there. But we're going to keep it like this because his strong arm, he's still going to be able to do what we need and go from there. Halfbacks, yes, a balanced halfback is basic. A lot of times you want a basic balanced halfback. With me, I like the one cut. I want, when I go for somebody, I want acceleration and ball carrier. I basically When I see a hole, I want to hit it. I want them gone. And then I go through here blocking. I would love just for my fullback to be used for blocking, but I need him. I account for all 11 players on my team. So I like a runner receiver, catching speed, ball carrying, and that will probably actually up my 73. Coleman up probably a little higher. We're going to go and check the rankings after I'm done. Wide receivers, all three. I know, I'm in past Maddens, these only went off of number 1. I don't know how it is in number 2. Previous Maddens, wide receivers 1, 2, and 3, they didn't exactly have their names attached to it. It was whatever receiver 1, and it trailed on down. I'm gonna try it this year and see what if they'll go towards what I want. And wide receiver number 1, which I want all my receivers to be, but if you're in the number 1 slot, I want you to be a red zone threat. Lucky for me, I've got Michael Floyd, Fitzgerald, and John Brown. John Brown, he's decent height, but Jaron Brown, though, his lovely neighbor, his name twin, he's tall, he's fast, like the guy. But this is how I would like my receiver setup. Receiver 1 to be my red zone threat, possession receiver 2, receiver 3 speed, my slot, I want him speed. I like to throw the ball. I do like blocking from my tight end, but I want a vertical threat. And I normally put either receiver or vertical threat, depends on who I draft or who I have on my team, just so I can feel good about their overall and they play better. But the vertical threat helps me with, the plays that I like to run, because there is a formation where the tight end is going to be alone, off to the side, playing like the Z position. So we'll go from there. So I'm going to keep the wide receivers right here right now. If not, then I'm going to change them all to red zone threat, and you're going to see some people drop lower in. Now, normally here in my schemes, I love my tackles to be maulers, but it looks like that they don't have it this time. So we're just going to do balanced right now all the way through, just to keep it strength, awareness, pass and run blocking, just to, not to go too crazy there. Defensive ends, I like the 3-4 versatile. Their physical and tangible ratings, that kind of gives a little iffiness to it, but more or less, I want my ends to be athletic, so this will help. Defensive tackles, I actually normally do love nose tacklers because of their strength in tackling, but I want them to pass rush. That's what I'm looking for. I want to penetrate the line all over the place, so I'm going to change it to pass rush on both of them, just so we can get more on the acceleration of the pass rushing, so that way when I'm about to draft somebody or I see somebody on the free agency market, their overall will tell me roughly what I would like to see. Run stopper on the left-hand side, MLB, I'll take that, run stopper, that way he's going to sit more back. My left outside linebacker is actually more of a zone, if anything. Balance, acceleration, see, cover 2. Now, we'll go with run stopper here, just keep him as is. 3-4 tackler on MLB, that's actually fantastic. 3-4, I prefer a 3-4 stage. Although, prototype agility, acceleration, speed, zone coverage, decent speed, and agility. Let's do that. Let's do a cover 2, because I asked a lot of my middle linebackers, even though I hardly use them, but I do want them to be my general right in the middle. And with everybody in this league that I've played, a lot of the people I play love running the little flats. So, or not so much the flats, but the little slants that go across the field. So I want my middle linebacker to shut the middle down while I figure out what I'm going to do on the ends. pass rusher. I want my right outside linebacker to be an extra end, especially if I'm running a 3-4. I like to send 4 in. My right outside linebacker is most likely going to be put out on the outside. Man to man, I'm man to man on cornerback. Sorry, this is what I prefer because I want my cornerbacks to be able to keep up with my guys. So I run zones when I need to, I run man when I need to, but I want to make sure that when I'm running man, they stick. So the overalls there, it's going to help me a lot. And then I like playmakers. With the play recognition, the pursuit, and the awareness on both safety positions helps me a ton. And then the kickers, I'm going to keep it at balance. I prefer more power. That way I have a longer range, but with Madden being the way that it is, clutch, kicking, accuracy, and awareness, we'll keep the kicker 1 at clutch and then balance on the punt, because the new kicking thing, it's going to be more user error than it is going to be anything else. Alright, so this is the scheme. You do this, and now you actually get to see, like when you're making trades, when you're doing anything else like that, you get to see who's worth it for you. Now our trades used to be something easier to configure. We used to have a website, daddyleagues.com, but I was told by the commissioner of this league that that will no longer be an option, which kind of hurts because anything else kind of goes towards my scheme. So what that'll do for me is now, as I'm part of the trade committee, so I actually review trades, as well as try to make my own. I have this system kind of figured out that I used on Excel. It actually worked wonders, especially with Daddy Leagues, giving you absolute overalls and absolute numbers. Now I'm actually going to have to go in and figure it out myself using, because I use my phone a lot too. I have an Android, and in the Play Store, what I found was a app by the name, it's the Madden Companion app. Here, I'll try to bring it up close. The Madden Companion app, and what this does is it kind of gives you an option. Madden Ultimate Team, you can kind of function with it, but what I liked a lot was the CFM option here. Open that bad boy up, and you get a connect, and this is how I could do a lot of the stuff mobily, which helped a lot. Okay? Alright, so get on out of here. Going into our team. So let's just take a look at my team, because I did, quite a bit of changes. Maybe we're going to do a little bit more. We are going to try to trade with other people. I was trying to get Jameis Olawale from the Raiders. Some other things were in the talk, but now that I have Derek Coleman, things might change. So as you can see right off the bat, Carson Palmer gets to stay because he's got the short accuracy. I believe he's in the 90s with his short accuracy. 94, 93, and 88. So he gets to stay, and he throws on the run. So, I mean, even though his speed is 67, the dude can be mobile. He's actually probably a West Coast, he's probably a West Coast quarterback in itself, but he's had that strong arm forever. So he gets to stay at the 89, while the others dropped. Drew Stanton, his overall was in the 70s. Now it just dropped because he doesn't fit my scheme. Aaron Murray and Zach Dysert, they kind of go down, even though he's got 76 speed. So right away, we're just going to cut him because no one's going to be interested in Zach. So we're going to cut him, and probably Aaron. I'll look into Aaron Murray. He's probably, because of his awareness is so low. His throwing power is 85, not very strong. 80 in the short accuracy, 78, 68. 80 on the run though, 70. Yeah, so I'll see about Aaron Murray. I may end up just cutting him, especially if I look at the free agency in the next coming weeks. Since I've already got my offensive player for this week, I'm not going to look at offense. I'm going to see what I can do on the defensive side for right now. One cutbacks. I think a couple people go down. I think he was just around the 80s. He was up higher, but now going to my scheme, I get to see. All right, David Johnson still is the back for me for now. Ellington, who ended up probably being my third down back just because of his catch, and Johnson. Johnson now can actually go on the trading block, more or less. I know he's got 92 speed. I'll let other people have fun with that. Let's see, fullback. See, now he went from a 73 to 78 because now he fits my scheme. 78 fullback, which is great. He's going to do what I need him to do, and especially with that 86 speed, it's going to be murdering. So here, I'm not sure exactly what it's following, but I think it goes, like I said, off of wide receiver number 1, which is my red zone threat. Fitzgerald stays 6'3". He's going to hit it off. And Michael Floyd goes down. He was in the, I think he was in the 90s. Fitzgerald was like 94. Floyd was 91, but now he goes down to 87. But John Brown, 5'11", he actually went, no, he went down 1 because he was 88. You know, Floyd, I believe, was 86. Now he's 87, now that I think about it. But John Brown now went down to 87. Floyd, I think he went up to 87, so now we've got 2 of these people, but Floyd's still going to take my outside because he's 6'3", and I preferred John Brown in my slot. So Fitzgerald, you know, 86 speed is still not terrible. He just won't be able to beat anybody too deep, but that's why I have John Brown. And Jaron Brown, 6'2", he actually goes up because I believe he was a 73, 72. He goes up to a 75 now. Nelson, 96 speed, he's speedster, 5'10". I believe I've got him currently on the block, but I know how coveted he is, and I could probably take some time with him if I really wanted to, now that they fixed it. Because last year, even though the patch came out later, we didn't adjust to the development of players, so if we didn't draft them well, they didn't really do well. And Golden, 28 years old, 87 speed, no, we can just cut him right now. Sorry, Golden. There you go. So 5 receivers on hand. That's actually not bad. I don't like to carry more than 5. I don't run that many. I'd rather have the tight ends. And the tight ends, I did already cut one because I figured why not. But these other 2 with the 82 speed and the 83, I'm going to actually go through, see what I like about them here in a bit. Actually, I'll do that right now. Let's see. Catch, 76, 71. Route running, they could. It looks like Valles has, you know, got some decent route running compared to MoMA. Catch in traffic, MoMA's got that. There's spectacular catch. MoMA release 85. 85 is great. It means they jump off the line. Run block 62 and impact blocking 63. Whereas Valles there is a better blocker. It looks to me that Ifani here is a slow receiver. His route running is not too well, right? 46, yeah, terrible route running. We probably won't even keep them. I don't really care to keep Darren Fells. I like Nicholas. I want to keep Nicholas. We just up his awareness and dude's golden. So, and Gresham, he's actually a favorite of mine. I know he's a little slow. His acceleration, though, gets him off the line, so he gets in position a lot faster. So we'll go from there. Veld here, see 90. Now that we've balanced everything out, we don't have a 90 Iapati. We've got an 88 now. Watford, though, goes up to 77, so that's good. These 2 stay the same. 88, Mathis goes down as well. And I believe we were going to move one of these guys over. Humphrey stays. We're going to move him just over to the left side. He's a balance right now, so we're going to move him to the left side and keep him balanced. Oh, see, Mahler, there's the player type right there. That's what I like. We're going to keep him balanced, save change. Keep him on the left side. I think he stays at 68, which is good. Yeah, 68, so we're going to be fine there. All right, so now that we've kind of changed this up here, 89, Campbell gets it. We moved Golden from outside linebacker, put him onto the line. The same with Fua. Fua actually goes up from the middle linebacker onto the Defensive line, he goes up, but he may not be staying on the team very long, but he actually has a better chance of getting on the team. Rucker goes up. He was in the 70s, or I think he was 80 actually. I think he goes down to Martin. Dude's got speed, 81. I moved him down from an outside linebacker to the end. So we're going to get them some reps, trying to get them going. Now, I moved quite a bit of people to the defensive tackle so I can get rid of these young players I don't feel like developing. Since I only need 3 or 4 defensive tackles. And these guys are just not worth it to me. I tried switching them in other positions and they still weren't doing it. So we saved about 800K right there. Rodney Gunter, Morrow, Stenson, they all transition better over here. Kimdichie, he's better. Well, for me, and what I would like, he's better in the inside for me instead of trying to keep him on the outside. So we're going to try to, here's our 2 for the 4s when we run a 4-3 defense. But Stenson, I believe he had 88 strength, and then Morrow had 85 strength. So these two actually may kick Peters out. Peters may go on the block for anybody, looking for a decent size player. I moved Darryl from the middle linebacker. So my middle linebacker, I had quite a bit, and so you guys can see I still have quite a bit. Fool was here, Washington was here. Riddick may go there because I believe he actually does better in the middle based on the schemes. From the last team, I did that, and he did better there than anywhere else. But Buchanan, that's my dude. I'm going to keep him as long as possible. I'm actually going to up his overall somehow because he's amazing. Washington, he went from a 72 to 76 on the outside. He still stays at 76 over 4. I've actually moved him on the outside in Madden 16. He did well, but he wasn't producing as much as I'd like him to on the line. So I'm going to keep him at the linebacker for now. May trade him and pick up a rookie or move one of these guys to the outside because you've got 84 speed and 86 speed, 88 acceleration. You know what? Lamar, let's see what he looks like on the outside, just so I know for Oval 4. So he's a cover 2. Oh, he is a cover 2 type. Well, you're going to go on the left side. And we're going to put you at, we're going to keep you out as a cover 2. So let's put him on the outside. Let's see what he looks like. 56. And what was he over here? Like a 50, right? So he actually does better on the outside. He's got the speed, acceleration. I think he just, and the strength. 82 strength. His play rec is terrible. Tackle, he's got, a little bit of power. But yeah, his block shit was terrible. So he actually might just be out there for coverage plays, which I've got some 3-4 coverage plays for him. Never you worry. We will change your number, though, from a 52 to an obscure number just because I am a number Nazi. I prefer 54. I prefer like main numbers like 52, 50, 55 to be by main people. Chandler Jones here, 84. We moved him from the left side to the right side because that's where I prefer him. And here we are. So we've got quite a bit of we moved you to the IR, right? Yes. I don't know why you're still here. Okay. 93-93. Remember when we moved Tyron, it was a 95 free safety to a cornerback, he was at 91. Now with the man-to-man coverage, he goes to 93, and Peterson goes to 93. I think he dropped down 1 or 2 to a 93. So I've got 2 starting 93s. Tyron's short, but he's fast. 90 speed, 93 speed with Pat Pete. Bethel, he's actually a much better safety, but I like my safeties, and I need to keep him here for now. Eventually, when I get a better cornerbacks, even though I got 2 now, and Cooper too, he's a better safety, but I'm going to keep him there for now because I like my safeties. I like what I've got right now. Actually, Cooper might just sub in as a secondary free safety on some of the big dime plays. But now these two have actually gone up 270s because of what they've got. Jenkins 68 stays the same, and Harlan Miller, there was something about him I wanted to check out. Speed, acceleration, man coverage 73, 71 zones, so those aren't terrible. Press is 81, that's what it was. He had 81 press, which is, press is very important to me. I love press. So like Marcus Cooper here, he actually, if I can build him up a bit, he's going to overtake Justin Bethel's spot, and that way I can move him to the outside because he's got 81 zone. Move him up, to the safety position. 79 press is pretty good. Probably work on that a little bit more. That's what Mike Jenkins has, 85 press. Catching, very important catching. So there it is, Marcus Cooper again with the catching. So I'm going to fall in love with this guy. 73 catching. Anything over 70 is fantastic for a cornerback. So with Harlan Miller having a 67, I think I may try to implement Cooper again with the hit power. So Cooper is really making a point of saying, I'm going to be your defensive. I'm going to be a taller 6'2", a taller Mathau is what he's trying to tell me. Pursuit 68. That's where you're going to fall short because that's where safeties excel at. Is their pursuit. So Justin Bethel, as you can see, goes up there. Brandon Williams got it too. And then Harlan Miller. Harlan, what if I move you to the safety? And we're going to switch your number because I have a thing for 34. I'm wearing a Bo Jackson jersey. I don't like you having a 34, so we're going to change your number. 29. And we're going to change you to the, oh, wait. This card changes. What was he before? Edit player. He was a man-to-man. Okay. Well, 29. And playmaker, just because there is no man-to-man. Let's see what you look up there. If you go higher than 68, you're worth it. Let's see. 64, so I think you pretty much stay the same, but you get to battle with Christian here, who we changed his number as well, put him up to 46. Tony Jefferson, this is my guy. Love Tony Jefferson. He has great man coverage. He's basically a cornerback playing safety. He was normally in the strong safety, but Tyvon Branch goes there, and I changed his number to 33. I saw that it was available. I didn't like that 27 nonsense, so he's going to 33. And Swearinger, moved him to strong safety. Swearinger can actually do what I'd like him to do. Big dime. He's my big dime safety there. So free safeties. Again, we're going to be cutting the team down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 DBs is a little much when I've got 5 total safeties. So of these 2, we're going to keep one and get rid of the other. 87 speed, 94 acceleration, 88 agility, strength, he's better. Right now, Harlan's better. Press, Harlan's better. Catching, Harlan's better. Tackling, Christian. Hit power, Christian. Pursuit, 76. For jump, they're the same. Carrying, we see catch, right? Yeah, okay. Juke move. Spin, don't care about any of that for us right now. Oh, 56. Yeah, this is a battle right here. More or less just because of that hit power. Maybe we'll put him on the block. We'll see. 88 speed. People covet that. In this league, it's speed, 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 speed. And I mean, like the people I watch on YouTube, all I hear is speed, 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 speed. Me, I actually like other intangibles. So 94 though, acceleration is pretty good. Yeah, 93. Okay, so there's my safety. Kicker goes to, I think he goes down because he was an 81, and it goes down to 77, and the punter stayed the same. So yeah, that's it right there. So that's the squad. I think that's everything I wanted to cover right now. My coach, improved team. Oh, let's go take a look on free agents just to see what the defensive side of the ball offers us. In terms of defensive tackle, 76, Cullen Jenkins, Tom Johnson. Remember, now we're up to my scheme, so everything here goes to my scheme. Warner, Mayola, 3-4 run stopper, 77. What's your guys' block shed though? Who's got the block shed? Selvey. These four here: Warner, Randy Starks, and Selvey. Starks, aren't you a? Yeah, and aren't you a defensive tackle though? Okay, let's see. Left outside linebacker. AJ Hawk, you're a middle linebacker, so that's kind of weird that they put you there. Woodley, he was a Cardinal and a Raider and a Steeler, for everybody who wants to help me name everybody off. Let's see. 77, Irving, Vince Williams, Perry Riley Jr. I actually like Perry Riley. Your tackle 89, your power is 86. Ooh, who's this? Nate Irving? What is man zone? 74, 73. Oh, see, both of them looking good right now. Catch. Deciding factor. 64, 65. Ah, you guys are pretty much the same. Well, I got so many right now. I'm about to take a look to see. Okay. Right outside linebacker, which we have Chandler Jones, so we're just taking a look for your guys' sake. 85 speed. Manny Lawson. I've actually been a big fan of his for a while. His block shed 85. 75 speed. How old are you? 30? Put you down to the line and you're going to be killing it. Terrell Brown, Keenan Lewis, Tillman, Finnegan, Cook, Bowman. Terrell Brown, 86, 88 for Cortland Finnegan. But I think your man coverage, Keenan Lewis, Cortland Finnegan. Yeah, that's terrible. You got way better zone. You're a safety. Cortland Finnegan's a safety now. Put on safety. Free safety, 70, Delma, Sergio Brown, Sante, Hittner, more money, Blanton. Yeah, there's nobody on the defensive side. I may just have to let that go. No, you know what? Who has that block shed? I'm going to stick down on the line. 84, Adrian Hubbard with 82. 84 block shed. Power move set. Alright, Mr. Hubbard. You're going to come with me. We're going to stick you on the line. We're going to see what we can do from there. So let's sign you to the... And it's not going to hurt us one bit. You know what I didn't check was my finances. What's my finances looking like? Finances. Let me see what my cap space is. Oh, that's nothing. That's my revenue and stuff. All right. Getting a lot of tweets on the iMaverick side. I'm going to go through that here in a bit. This video is already taking too long, so I'm going to cut it down here. I'm just wanting to see what my salary cap is. So I think marketing team value, I think, has it. No. Where is it? Goals, media, team value, finances, marketing, stadium fan, happiness, staff. I don't think it's staff. It's probably going to be right here. Salaries. That's what I wanted. Salaries. My bad. It's under the My Team tab. Sorry. An embarrassment. All right. Cap space, 21.4. That's actually pretty good. I can work with that. Look at my red zone. And what I love here, man-to-man, it tells you everything that they are. So that way you can, change your scheme if you want, if you like the way they play. Very important here. This is the section right here where you're trying to cut money, trying to gain some cap space. This is what you want to get is your penalty and your savings. What I always tend to tell people is here, go down, get it to the 0 penalty, or don't screw yourself. Don't cut any of these high people. Maybe what you can afford is anything that's 3 million or below. So cutting, Mathis, who's only going to cost me 2 million in a penalty going into next year, but I get to save 1.9 for this year, so he kind of washes. So I lose 2 million for next year, but I've gained 1.9 million for this year. So if I'm looking to re-sign, and I've got him only for the 1 year. So he's actually be on my re-sign target for this. But people like him, 820K just to keep him, I'm going to lose 2 million. It's not worth it. So as you guys go down, look, saving Washington. That actually, it might benefit me to cut him right now. Save 8 million, only lose the 124. You know what? Even though I've made him a 76 overall. So this is an example right here. So you guys are going to watch this live right now. I'm going to cut this linebacker. Going to take the penalty because it's worth the 1.24 to take on 8 million for my re-signing moving forward, because this is going to go towards the next year. Since I've signed somebody right now, I want to move somebody over in just a bit. Minter, I'll probably move him on the outside. Yeah, probably move Minter, since he stayed with me the whole time. I didn't care for him. But as you guys can see, my cap space went up to 29 million. So I went from 21 point something to 29 million, and I'm only going to lose next. Look, the penalty right there up on the top. 620K for this year and 620K for next year. So I'm not at 29.6 for a reason, because that 6 is for this year. Next year is only 6.62K. If Washington is there this next week, when I'm allowed to pick up one defense again, I'll probably pick him back up for the savings, since I have to let him sit for at least a week. I believe that's the rules. I can't cut him and then re-sign him for that very reason. So I believe I would still be in the rules if he is still there. But the best thing is to always cut the people here where it says penalty 0. So 1.1, a lot of times this is your free agencies that you pick up or that you inherited. As you can see, Derek Coleman here, I picked him up. Jefferson, we need to re-sign at 1.5 million. That's not good. 1.62, Hubbard, I just picked him up. Again, we're probably going to move him down to the line. Hopefully that 65 overall goes down. Floyd, last year of his contract, 7.3. If I cut him this year, his penalty doesn't cost me things, so he could save me more money. So this is the thing. This is where you start out first. If you start out here, it's fantastic, because then you get to cut and save money right there at the zeros. Then you start losing money as you go down. So you don't screw you or your team. So that is a really good option. I think that's all what I'm going to do right now, because I want to keep Gresham. This is his final year of the contract, see if I can get him cheap moving forward. Peters I actually probably will end up cutting next year when his penalty's way worth it for me. Maybe trade him this year, because I'll eat 1.32 if I can gain something worth. Stanton. Oh, you're going to cost me. We're kind of a wash if we cut him. I don't care to have him though on my team, so we may just cut him. I definitely need to find someone better. Okay, so there you guys go. 45-minute video is probably long enough. I don't think maybe we're going to make it to this far, but thanks for watching, and you guys have a wonderful day, and we'll go over other things later. Bye. Let's go there and stop the broadcast.